From the headquarters of the Guild of Champions, this is the Becoming Thin podcast. And I am your host, Chris Terrell. And welcome to another week of your weight loss quest. How did the last week go for you, champion? What new challenges did you encounter? But more importantly, what failure did you go through and what lesson did you get from that failure? Come on now. Don't let a perfectly good failure go by without you getting your lesson. That's your reward for your troubles, after all. Now, if you're new here, I've lost 125 pounds myself after an entire adulthood of chronic yo-yo dieting. Up, down, up again. Before I finally got sick and tired of being sick and tired and fat and made some permanent, meaningful, and actual changes to my real-life lifestyle, habits, routines, environment, community, and to my systems of belief. Because it's all 6 of those things that allow me to keep the weight off in my life. And if you want to lose the weight and keep it off in your life, you're going to need to make the same changes to the same 6 things. Now I'm here to help you get that done. I want to talk to you today about something I've come to believe is the single most important thing in sustainable weight loss. You know, losing weight and keeping it off. It's the thing that I've now noticed over years now that I see people miss over and over and over again. And I'm hoping that once you see it, you won't be able to unsee it. I'm hoping that it changes how you think about everything you've been trying to do on your weight loss journey. Now, here's the idea. If you want to lose weight and keep it off, you don't need one plan. Many people, they set off to lose weight and they make one plan, but actually need 2. Now, I'm going to take this whole episode and seek to unpack that. Because on the surface, I know it sounds like I'm just, maybe I'm trying to make this cheeky or complicated, but I'm not. I'm actually trying to make this accurate. Most people, I believe, fail at long-term weight loss. I think the reason why most people fail at long-term weight loss, and I mean fail in the sense that people lose weight and then gain it back. That's what I mean by fail. It's actually not that their weight loss plan was bad. It's that they only had one plan, a weight loss plan. And the person needed 2 plans. And this is something that I realized on my journey. Let's start at the beginning. When somebody decides they want to lose weight, what do? They look for a plan, typically. They pick a diet, an approach, a named approach to weight loss. Or maybe they go to counting calories if you're hanging around the podcast. Or maybe they'll do something like intermittent fasting or keto, or I'm just going to eat less and I'm going to move more. I'm going to go on a bunch of walks. I'm going to exercise like crazy. Whatever it is, a person picks a plan and they set forth to execute that plan. And the thing is, that plan is designed, whichever plan it is, all these different plans are designed to do one thing, and one thing only. That's to put your body into a calorie deficit so that you lose body fat. That's its job. That's all the plan does. That's all it's supposed to do, too. The diet, and the general term, it's just a tool for losing weight. Now, that plan has a really important thing, a really important element that doesn't get talked about enough. It gets talked about, just not enough. And the detail is, it has an ending. It's finite. I mean, seriously, stop and think about it. At some point, you're going to be done losing weight. At some point, you're going to hit your goal. You'll get to where you want to be. And then when that happens, the plan is over. You stop doing it. That's how it's supposed to work. You're not supposed to track your calories forever. You're not supposed to stay in a calorie deficit forever. You're not supposed to. The deficit was a temporary thing you did to lose weight. Then once the weight was gone, the deficit goes away too. The diet goes away. So when people say, you got to make it a lifestyle, they don't mean make dieting a lifestyle. So here's the question I think a lot of folks are not sitting with long enough. What happens after the diet ends? And it's not that people don't think about it. I just don't think people think about it enough. Here's what I see happen over and over and over again. Now, by the way, it just started raining, so hopefully it's not too loud. It's raining pretty hard around here. Anyway, here's what I see happening again and again and again. Somebody will lose 30 or 50, 60, or maybe even 100 pounds. A person might even hit their goal weight. They celebrate, woohoo, I've lost all the weight. I've lost 30 pounds, whatever. And they stop dieting. They stop tracking their calories. They start adding carbs back in. They go off their GLP-1. And what happens? Over the next year or two, sometimes even faster, the weight comes back. It comes back. Sometimes slowly, sometimes quickly. Sometimes it takes years. Sometimes the person keeps it off for a couple of years and then they gain it back. And they look at themselves in the mirror and they go, what's wrong with me? I did it. I lost all the weight. Why can't I keep it off? And then they think it's because I failed. I didn't have enough discipline. I'm broken in some fundamental way. Something's wrong with me. I want to tell you right now, that's not what happened, probably. It's just probably not what happened. I've from my vantage point, I've gotten to see and watch so many people on the weight loss journey and see that that's probably not what happened. What probably actually happened, if this was you, and I've seen it happen so many times, and it happened to me for decades, is the person only had one plan, a weight loss plan. They did the weight loss plan and it worked. They lost the weight. But the lifestyle they were living before they ever went on the diet, the lifestyle, habits, routines, environment, community, belief systems, all those things that were set up before, the way they ate, the way they moved, the way they coped with stress, the people they spent their time with, the people they ate with, the beliefs they held in their head about themselves, about food, about their body, about movement, all of that we could call a lifestyle. I just knocked over my coffee. Don't worry. Only a little mess. All right. I'm leaving that in. Ow, hit that with my elbow. Where was I? Oh, I lost my train of thought. Let's see, right now. Right. We're talking about the lifestyle. This lifestyle that a person was living before they went on the diet, the way they moved, all this lifestyle. That was the thing that made the person gain the weight in the first place. It was the lifestyle. And then when the diet ended, the person goes right back to living the same lifestyle. They go back to the lifestyle that led to the weight gain. And of course, the weight comes back. Now, of course, the person's like, well, that's not what happened, Chris. It took me a year and a half, 2 years before I gained the weight back. Right. Your lifestyle probably was starving a little bit, but you were doing this other temporary lifestyle, this dieting lifestyle. And you probably kept doing that. And then you slowly stopped doing it. You know, some people, they don't just shut off the diet lifestyle. They actually keep the diet going for like a year or two. They keep tracking the calories. They keep monitoring your carbs. But the underlying things that made them big is still there. It never left. It was just waiting. And the thing is, this isn't a discipline problem. What a person was trying to do is they were trying to just run away from their old life. Just run away from it. Go to sleep one day, wake up, new me or new me. And their life caught up with them. So here's where the 2-plan idea thing happens. And this thing I did with my journey. The first plan, that we've been talking about, weight loss plan, the diet, whatever you want to call it. The job is to put you in a calorie deficit so that you lose body fat. It's tactical. It's specifically measurable. I should be able to have a camera follow you around for a month, and I can see if you did it or not. I could see if you ate the foods that are going to help you lose weight. I can see and watch the food you eat, and I could count them with a calculator and see if you stayed in a calorie target. I could see if you're getting enough walks in. The thing is, the math of calorie deficit doesn't give a shit if you enjoy it. The math only cares if you did it. That's it. You don't even have to like it, and you can still lose weight. And the important thing is, though, is that plan has an ending. You can brute force it. You can white knuckle it. You can get super motivated and do some miserable shit. And then you'll be done. But you see, the second plan, the one that a lot of people aren't putting enough focus on, it's simple. I give it a simple name. The lifestyle change plan. Its job is totally different. The job of that plan is to change the way you live so that when the weight loss plan ends, you don't fall back to the conditions that built the original weight. I don't want you creating just a calorie deficit. I also want you changing the underlying life so that the deficit isn't needed anymore in the long run. And unlike your weight loss plan, your diet, the lifestyle change plan is infinite. It doesn't have an ending. You do this one for the rest of your life. I've been telling you this every week. You're a byproduct of your lifestyle, habits, routines, environment, community, and belief systems. And if you want to get lasting results, you have to make permanent, meaningful, and actual changes to your real life lifestyle. I know some people hearing this right now might be thinking, okay, but I just want to lose weight, though. I don't have the bandwidth to overhaul my whole life on top of dieting. And I mean, I can hear you. I hear you. I mean, I'm not asking you to do anything I didn't do. And I'm going to tell you something, though, honestly. I've watched a lot of people lose weight over the years. And the people who lose the weight and keep it off are not the people who put in 100% effort on their weight loss plan. The people that put 100% effort in their weight loss plan are the ones that I see gain it back. Or they struggle and they continue to diet after they've kept the weight off. The ones that lose the weight and keep it off, and they don't have to keep dieting forever, they're the people who run both plans at the same time. They have a weight loss plan. They often have to dial down the weight loss. They may not be losing weight as fast. It may not be as intense. It may take an extra year or two longer. from where they would probably prefer it to be, but they're going slower while building the lifestyle underneath it. Because that's really the only way that the results actually stick. Let me attempt to paint a visual for you. Imagine a relay race where you have two runners. The first runner is carrying your weight loss plan. And this person's running fast. They're doing the work and they're closing in on the finish line. And the whole time they're running, what's supposed to be happening with the second runner? Well, the second runner is supposed to already get up and get moving. They're supposed to be in motion. Because when the first runner reaches that transition point, they need to hand the baton off to the second runner so the race can continue. The handoff only works if the second runner is already moving when the person with the baton arrives. And here's what's been happening to a lot of people. The first runner, metaphorical weight loss plan, sprints to the transition point, hits the goal, holds up the baton to look for the second person, and there's nobody there. Because the second runner never even showed up. Person never built the lifestyle plan. So the first runner just stops and just holds this baton. It's like, well, I have nobody to hand it to. I guess race is over and I lose. And so metaphorically speaking, that's what happens. And so in real life, the person slowly starts losing ground. They slowly start installing their old lifestyle back into place, or sometimes quickly. And the weight starts coming back. And it's not because the person failed. They were successful at weight loss. There was just nobody there to take the metaphorical baton. The lifestyle plan wasn't ever done. And so you have to get that lifestyle plan going. Metaphorically getting that runner moving when the first runner's still doing the work. So that when the diet ends, there's actually something to transition to. Now, the thing is, though, these two plans, they don't run they don't just run off of different clocks. I mean, like where one is infinite, one is finite. I'm talking, they actually also, they have different like laws of physics, right? Like they have different laws of physics, different principles they have to stick by. They respond to different kinds of effort. The weight loss plan, honestly, discipline works for it well. You can brute force it if you want. It's not the best way to do it, but you could. You can muscle through it. You don't even have to necessarily like all of it. You're going to even probably have to do some things you don't enjoy for a little while. Math just cares whether you did the thing. Calorie deficit just cares if you're doing it. So to an extent, you can kind of use discipline to get you started. And also, you can set up a structure that's temporary. You only got to do it for a year or two. You don't have to say no to certain foods all the time. You just have to say no to them for a little while. But you see, the lifestyle plan doesn't work that way. Not even a little. Because you see, your lifestyle plan is addressing the reason why you gain the weight, which is also addressing the emotional eating. The true causes of emotional eating. Let's say you have a bad marriage and you need to work on and change your marriage. Well, you can't brute force a marriage repair, right? Maybe you stress eat because you have a bad job and you need a career change. You can't brute force a career change. You got to be slow and tactical and methodical about it. Maybe you've got some old core wounds that cause you to still emotionally eat and you've never worked through them. You cannot brute force healing trauma. You can't brute force becoming a person who's just default way of living without even trying. They just wake up and live their best life where they just get 5,000 to 7,000 steps a day. You can't just like brute force that. These things happen over time with awareness and willing to let go of things of your life. And if you try to attack your life with the same way you attack a diet, the weight loss part, you'll just burn out within weeks. Or you'll get overwhelmed and you'll conclude life change is impossible. It's not. But you can't approach life change like you approach weight loss, and you can't approach weight loss like you do a life change. I got a question for you. If I could just, to those of you that are still on the journey, and especially early days, if I could just snap my fingers right now and give you your goal body, done, finished, done and dusted. It's the body, the dream body you've been chasing for years, but nothing in your mind has changed. Nothing in your life has changed. You're just blink, you're in your perfect body. How long do you think it'd take before you'd start gaining your weight back? I've asked a lot of people this over the years, and almost universally, a person says probably immediately, probably within the first few months, I'd start gaining it back. I've not had a single person that say it would last. That's the problem. The body you want isn't what you need. What you need is to become the kind of person who naturally maintains the body without thinking about it, that has the lifestyle, habits, routines, environment, community, and belief system that are congruent with that body and incongruent with the one that started. And that does not get That person doesn't get built in the diet plan. That person gets built in the lifestyle plan that runs along the diet. So let's get a little specific for a moment about the lifestyle plan. I don't want to leave you with just a concept. Let's give you something extra to chew on. The lifestyle plan, you got to change the underlying structure of your life. All right. And I've been saying the things you got to change every week. I've already said it a lot this podcast. Your lifestyle habits, your routines. A bunch of habits string together to make a routine. A bunch of routines string together to make your lifestyle. And then within your lifestyle, you also have your environment and your community. And what governing is all of this is your belief systems. These 6 things are interconnected. They all impact each other. And they're all congruent with the results in your life. So if the version of those 6 things that you have right now is the version that produced your current weight, then just losing weight alone isn't going to cause you to keep the weight off. The diet's just going to be a temporary fix. You're going to lose the weight and gain it back. A good way to know it is stop doing your diet plan for 5 weeks and see if you maintain your weight without dieting. If you gain your weight back, it's because you still have a life that is congruent with weight gain. All right? You'll end up losing weight when you're on a diet, and then you'll come back to the same 6 things that you were doing before, and then you'll go back on the diet again. It drives the yo-yo cycle. So the lifestyle plan is the work of slowly, deliberately, over time, changing the 6 things in your life. You cannot do it all at once. You cannot brute force it. You got to practice becoming aware with your life. You have to have intentionality. You have to start noticing habits that don't serve you. You have to start noticing routines that are causing you to eat more and causing you to move more. You have to start noticing how the environment in your home and your office and your family and your car causes you to make choices that are causing you to sit more and eat more. You have to start noticing the people you spend time with and how the rhythm and pattern of those relationships is affecting the choices that you make. You have to start noticing all the beliefs that you hold around food, around your body, around movement, about what you should and shouldn't do. You have to start noticing and being able to understand these beliefs because they've been quietly running your life for a long time behind the scenes in your automatic pilot. You have to start noticing all of it, and then slowly you start to change them. It's slow work. You have to start learning the success principles and how to actually apply them. And I want to be honest about it with this for you. Some of these changes will take years. I mean, I've worked with people many times where it just takes them a year just to fix the job part. So this is something you just got to wrap your head around. You know, a lifestyle change program isn't a 6-week program. It's a multi-year program. It's a process of becoming a different person and designing and building a different life. Now, I actually think, though, there's some people think like, oh, this is so much. But I actually think, though, for some people, the best way to do this is actually do the lifestyle plan first, or at least start it before you start the diet. Because again, what a lot of people do is they put 100% effort in their diet, and then when the diet's done, they don't have that structure, or they start putting all the effort into the diet, and then like, oh, I'll start working on the life as I go, and that does work, but it's difficult, and the diet ends up becoming really the thing they focus on. They get so focused on weight loss. But if you start on the lifestyle change first, you kind of start building a really good foundation, and honestly, sometimes you lose a little weight along the way. It's pretty normal. You know, don't delay weight loss indefinitely. I'm just saying, if you're running both plans at the same time, with the weight loss plan effectiveness dialed down a little bit from where you'd like it to be, but you're also changing your life, it works. You'll go a little slower on the scale, but you don't backpedal so much. You give some of the energy to your diet, to your lifestyle work, to your belief system shift, to your habit changes. And then when you cross the finish line of the weight loss plan, the lifestyle plan, it may not be completely done because it's actually never finished, but it's far enough along that it catches you and you don't go backwards. For so many years, I've watched people approach weight loss like it's the ultimate end-all goal. Like once they hit the number on the scale, they've won, and that's it. Everything's over. I'm telling you, losing weight is not the end-all be-all goal. Losing weight is just the first half the goal. The full goal is to lose weight and live the rest of your life without it being a struggle to manage your weight, without it being a constant battle, without yo-yo dieting, without going back to the diet next year and the year after that and the year after that. The goal cannot be reached with one single plan. It has to be reached with 2. If you've been at this for years, if you've lost the same weight 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 times, I want you to consider that the answer might not be getting a better diet. The answer might be that you've been running one plan, a diet plan, and you actually need to start running 2. The diet was never going to fix your whole life. The diet was only ever going to fix just the weight loss part. It's only going to fix one of the 2 problems, the weight loss problem. It was never going to fix the weight gaining problem. The other half is the life you're going to live after the diet is over. And that life is not going to build itself by mistake. So you need two plans, one to lose weight, and one to build the life that keeps it off. That's the project. That's the two projects. Now, if you need some help joining this or working on this, this is what I do work on in the guild. Everything I do in coaching is designed to help people accomplish these two goals. So if you're curious to learn more about it, you can actually just go take my free weight loss program by going to becomingthin.com. That's becomingthin.com, and we'll get you set up. We'll get you squared away on a plan. And if you want to just go ahead and join my program right away, you can head on over to imnotquitting.com. We'll get you signed up. We'll get you going in the program. And I'll work with you to help you not only lose the weight, but also change your lifestyle, habits, routines, environment, community, and belief system, arming you with the tools to be able to get it done. All right, champion. Go have a great week, and I'll see you in 2 weeks.